This is Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
And I'm Giff.
And it feels like we were on a break. Now, you guys out there listening wouldn't know it, but we took a week off because Gifford was on a little outing, and we haven't recorded in 2 weeks. And we put out a bunch of stuff last month, so it almost feels like we're starting over here.
It does a little bit, yeah.
It's always kind of fun.
Had a bit of a break. I headed down there in Apache Junction, and my whole mom's side is down there. So when you go down there, you get to see all the uncles and aunts. And then we were in a VRBO with a few of my cousins too that came down. So we kind of made a trip out of it. It was nice little time. So would have been nice to stay a little longer. Yeah.
All right. Before we get into our topic tonight, I believe we have another announcement to make that Gifford's going to do.
Yes. So we have been thanking our Patreon participants. And this week we are reaching out to Brian Rappy. Anybody who has listened to the show over the years is very familiar with Mr. Rappy, teaching friend of Brad for many years now. And he's been on the show 6, 5?
Oh, good question.
At least
Robbie,
5.
I bet 6 times. Maybe we'd have to go back and count. He is a 5-timer, that's for sure.
He is. Yeah, he did get his 5-timers jacket. So thank you, Mr. Rappy, Brian Rappy, great first name, by the way, for supporting us on the Patreon. And again, for any of you out there listening, we do have the Patreon page. You can go on there, and we have different levels of support. And then, of course, that also affords you different levels of participation within the podcast itself. So, and we do have some other stuff on there, some other subject matter for you to listen to.
Thank you so much, Rappy, for being the highest level participant, which means he's guaranteed, as usual, he always is, but to be on the show yet again this year, at least once, maybe more than once, who knows, but he will tell us what we're doing, and he will basically create a show as he wishes.
Well, and of course, yes, I agree with you. We love his support, but I mean, should we tell him that he'd probably be able to be on anyway but we will take
after all this time, sure.
Yes, after all this time, but thank you very much, Brian.
And I just want to say too that you mentioned the levels, and I've been trying to get people to realize that you can join it for free too. So tonight we're going to record another episode, which by the time this comes out, our second Patreon episode will be available to our subscribers.
Yep.
But we put out polls and other things that exist on there that just hopefully try to create a community where people will respond and talk. And you can do that for free.
Yep.
And I don't know if it means anything, but it sure looks nicer to us if we have more subscribers, even if they're free ones. So we're begging you. Yep. I'm begging you to sign up for free. It doesn't cost you anything if you like our show. It's another way to support us and just make us feel good.
Right. And this is how much of a wonderful guy Brad is. He said we put polls on there. Like he's giving me partial credit for this as well.
You can do it yourself too.
I can.
And if you do join at one of the 2 higher levels, Gifford will help, and we will send you a little care package in the mail as well. So we both are doing this in conjunction with each other.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So check it out if you would. That'd be awesome. And then, of course, as always, reach out to us on the socials. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We love the comments. We always have polls that come out on the socials for our top 5s every week, and we just love to see the interaction there. So always a spot to reach out.
Speaking of that, I don't believe we didn't talk about the Brady Bunch episode yet, right? We didn't do that.
Oh, on here? That we did one? No, we have not.
No, I mean the feedback though. I was gonna.
Oh no.
You jogged my memory that we got a lot of good feedback on that one. And so I did want to point out and shout out a few people that I, really appreciated them doing that. So, like, for example, we love the guys at the 70s versus the 80s, fellow Minnesotans, fellow Rosemountian as well in Mike. But Mike said that he thought this was his favorite episode of Pop Culture Yearbook ever. And I mean, I don't think you can get higher praise than that. That was great.
If you get 3 Sorensens in a room together or online together, I mean, it's going to be a good time. There's just no getting around it.
And his co-host Brian also mentioned the theme song and all the horns in it. Our friend from home, Travis, his wife Rochelle, also listened and said it was really fun to listen to it, and she was a big Brady Bunch fan. So we usually get a nice long comment from Derek from the Canadian Movie Crew too. He's never watched the Brady Bunch, but he still enjoyed it because he, as you said, he understood the passion that my siblings and I had for it together, which was nice because I was hoping, that would come through as well.
Well, and how fun is it that it's now been declared an historic landmark? You show up, and now it's historic.
I mean, it's crazy. And then I could go back and find, but, our other friend who was just on 2 weeks ago, Deaf Dave, we were texting all morning when this came out because he had tons of comments and just thought it was great too. And I had a whole lot of fun responding to that and talking to him as well. And his biggest thing, though, was he really wants that horse, the horse statue that they have in the big living room.
Yeah, that is a really cool piece of decor there. Yeah, I should see if I can get that in at our shop. I bet we would sell out of that pretty quick.
Yeah. So thank you to, and if I missed anybody, there were others out there too, but I am going off kind of memory and what I had at my fingertips here. And there was a lot of fun to get that feedback. And it is one of our biggest episodes in a while. So that's what I was hoping. And it's coming true. So that made me happy as well. Today, whenever you're listening this morning, we are going to really hit hard the music of 1984. So, I mean, music in 1984 was massive. On our draft, we had tons of great stuff picked. We talked about how only 5 albums reached number 1 that year because they were so huge, but that just skimmed the surface of what came out. And so I was trying to figure out what can we do to not just do one album, but like try to cover a ton of stuff. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the year-end Hot 100. And the way we split it up, I'll give credit to our friends at Totally 80s and 90s Recall, because they sometimes do this where one guy gets the top 50 and one guy gets the bottom 50.
Yeah.
So tonight I have the bottom 50 and Gifford has the top 50. I gave, because, Gifford always loves what's most popular.
That's right.
You got to give him the most popular ones.
Yep.
And what we're doing is we skimmed through the list of songs that were in there. So I had 50 songs to look at. And we wanted to do like a top 40 type, thing. And one of my favorite parts, and I think a lot of people's favorite parts of the countdown in the 80s with Casey Kasem, were the long distance dedications.
Yes.
And so I started looking at songs and like, okay, well, what songs do I like in this list? Which ones stand out to me? And I kind of started noticing a little bit of a trend with some of the titles. And I thought, what if we picked songs that kind of went together in a theme and wrote a long distance dedication and used that as a way to cover several songs that we loved from this time? So I have one from the bottom 50, and then Gifford's going to have one from the top 50. And so we're gonna cover 14 songs, 7 each, plus a few things that we didn't end up picking, but that we were considering along the way.
Yeah.
How did I explain that? Good?
I think you did a great job, yes.
Okay.
And I'm very much looking forward to listening to yours and then getting to read mine as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. And then after we're all done, there's so many songs left over. We're going to do a draft, as we always do, but it's going to be a short draft and not quite like normal because we're not picking from the same. But I'm going to pick my favorite leftover 5 songs from Gifford's top 50 that we haven't already mentioned. And he's going to pick his 5 favorite from the bottom leftover top 50 that I didn't mention. And then we'll get even 10 more picked.
Yes.
So, see what I mean? We're going to cover a lot of ground.
We're going to cover a lot of ground. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, and if you're confused, just listen and follow along. It's like playing a board game. You'll figure it out as you go.
Absolutely. And if it's, and you can always rewind the episode, listen to it again.
True.
Throw it in the tape deck and rewind it, and it'll be good.
All right. So I'm going to start with, there's 5 songs that I had picked out at first that I was listing when I looked through it that didn't make my long distance dedication cut.
Okay.
Either because they didn't fit the theme or it was just going to be too much. So I'm going to play a snippet from each of those.
Okay.
And so these are not available to Gifford later on.
Yeah, I need to mark these down.
But these are, and what I tried to do, so obviously there's some really big songs here. Okay. But I tried to pick songs that maybe weren't the biggest ones. Maybe they jogged a memory in me that I kind of maybe forgot how good they were. So, as usual, I'm the contrarian. So I was trying to go not off the board, obviously, but off the board to an extent with not the most obvious big hits.
Hold on. You tried to get off the board of the top 100 biggest hits of the entire year.
You can't do it. So
right. You can't do it. We literally have a board we have to go off.
So what I was looking for is the ones that maybe I forgot a little bit about, or I remember them being, but you haven't heard them as much for a long time. Okay. All right. So the first one I'm going to play was number 52 that year. And I'm going to play it. Gifford, you tell me as soon as you know what it is.
Okay, is this Phil Collins or is it Genesis? Just as I thought it was going all right, I found out I'm wrong. That's All?
That's All by Genesis.
Okay.
Correct. And I like Phil Collins, and I've grown to like him more over the last few years because the shows I listen to have talked a lot about him because, they're mostly centered in the 80s. But I'm not like a giant Genesis fan or anything, but that's a really funky, fun song that, when I saw it on the list, I'm like, that's a good one. That's probably one of my favorites. Didn't fit, though. Here's one that felt like it came from a whole different time with a very interesting artist that you would think of for other things.
Oh my God.
See, that's kind of one of those off the board ones, isn't it?
That sounds like something from the 60s.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. That is They Don't Know by Tracy Ullman.
Oh.
Remember Tracy Ullman? She had a song that was a hit, and that was it right there.
Wow.
And that was when I went back, and I've always liked that song. That's a really fun song, but it does sound like it's from a whole nother time.
Okay. Yeah, that does sound. I don't remember that one.
Okay, the next one is from a band who some might think of as a one-hit wonder even maybe, but they weren't. And this was like their other big hit and probably the one I'd rather listen to now, maybe because of fatigue, but I think it's a really good song. And so that is right here.
Oh, Dance Hall Days.
Oh, you got that one fast.
Well, yeah, but who sings it?
Yeah, who is it?
We were so
Boy, you got the song that quickly, but you can't think of who sang it?
Dance Hall. Yeah, I can't. Who is that?
That would be Everybody Have Fun Tonight. Everybody
Wang Chung
Tonight.
God,
to quote Fraser Crane.
Yes.
All right. I love that song. And again, it's one of those where there's a band that had that one hit that everybody knows and is huge, but it's usually their second song that I actually like more. That would be a case of that. Here's one that just didn't fit into my long distance dedication at all, but it is one of my favorite songs of the whole 80s. And you don't hear it a lot anymore, but whenever I hear it, it's like, my God, that song just is a banger. This was number 94.
Oh, this is a beaut.
Just made the list. It's not Bruce Springsteen.
No, it's not.
It's from a movie. We brought it up before.
On the Dark Side.
Yes. But now, can you get this band?
No, because I thought I knew who it was. It sounds like Bruce. All right, so I can't do On the Dark Side. Yeah.
And so I'd like to keep going because that's when it really kicks in and it takes off. But that's Eddie and the Cruisers movie. It's John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band.
Oh, now how do I not know about the Beaver Brown Band?
Yeah, exactly.
That is a big foul on my part.
All right. And then one more. This was a giant band in the 80s. They had multiple songs on this list. But again, this is one that maybe you don't think of immediately as like the the biggest one. That's a tough one to get.
It sounds familiar, like the voice.
That was Duran Duran. New Moon on Monday. New Moon on Monday. See, again, not what you're going to first think of with Duran Duran.
I wonder. So, okay. I wonder if you would have kept going if I would have recognized more.
Oh, you would have got it eventually, but we're going to have to cut that one short there.
All right.
Okay.
So, I got
so those are my 5.
I can't pick those.
You will not be able to pick those. They did not fit into the letter, but they do fit a special place as I was picking them. Okay. So now we're going to get into my long distance dedication. So I'm going to read this. And Gifford does not know my song. So I know his because I had to get him ready, but he does not know my songs. And so as I read this, he's going to try to pull out some of them and pick them as I go. Dear Casey, I recently got out of a bad relationship. This girl I was with had a hold on me and spun me round and round. But a week or so ago, I met someone new who I can't get out of my head. She is helping me move on. Casey, she's like a drug, but without the bad side effects. I'm head over heels for this girl, and she is all I can think about when I close my eyes at night. I'm hoping if you read my letter and she hears my dedication, she will take me out tonight and rock me. She's all I think about anymore. When it comes right down to it, there is really only one word to describe how I feel about this girl, and that is complete and utter infatuation. So will you please play the song of the same name in her honor? Thank you, Casey. Infatuated in Minnesota.
Nice. Okay, I wrote down 5.
You got 5. Let's see. What's funny is some of these song titles are titles of songs of other songs
that's true.
You might get mixed up with, but weren't on this list.
That's fair. Right. So I'm guessing, and if I would have, if you'd read it again, maybe I could get a couple more, but this is my guess. Okay. So Hold On Me
by
I got to give you.
You mean Gotta Hold On Me by Christine McVie?
Christine McVie.
That is the first one.
Yeah, give us a little.
You nailed it. So that's the first one. And now, again, this is a band.
The first one.
I'm not a huge fan of Fleetwood Mac or anything, and especially like the solo stuff. But that's one of those songs, when I saw the title and I heard it in my head, I'm like, you know what? I really like that song. That was a really good one. So that was released in 1984. It peaked at number 10 and number 1 adult contemporary song. To me, it's just a fun song. It's a ditty.
It is.
It's what I was talking about as being one of the less obvious ones that you don't hear a lot anymore, kind of forgot about it. And it's about falling in love unexpectedly and feeling overwhelmed, which fits my dedication as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it does include Lindsey Buckingham and Mick Fleetwood playing with her as well. So,
okay,
I mean, you're just missing out there on what's her face, Stevie Nicks.
You know what it sounds like a little bit to me is Little Juice.
Little Juice Newton, I can see that.
Little Juice Newton, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you know what the next song is that was mentioned in here?
Okay, so this is where I was. So the next one I wrote down is Round and Round by Rat.
That's correct.
Okay.
But see, so I thought, you'd hear She Spun Me Around and you would think immediately of You Spin Me Right Round, Baby.
Oh, right, yeah.
But that wasn't from this, that wasn't on this list, so we got a little Rat here.
Yep. so good.
I love that voice.
So good.
I mean, he just comes in and nails it with that voice right off the bat there. Stephen Piercy, is that his name? That was released February 19th, 1984. It did reach number 12 back at a time where hard rock songs actually were big because you had MTV and everybody was listening to the same stuff. My brother Todd, who you met a couple weeks ago, he had this tape, and so I had listened to this song more than anything. But it was such a great video. They're playing in this attic while there's this posh party happening below. It's still weird because Milton Berle is in the video. And you have the classic trope of this shy woman buttoned up who lets loose and starts rocking out later on in the video too. But also another thing I like about this song is it made a resurgence a few years ago. Some of those Geico commercials where they're, you have things in your house. I feel some of those hit for me and some of them don't because it's really forced. But this one hits. You have rats. And so they've just got Rat playing in the attic, playing this song over and over again. And it had a little resurgence for the song. And I thought that was a funny one and a good use of it. So that's my second one.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. The next one I've got is I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis. Did I miss one?
Meow, meow. All right. So that one I debated on including, but I thought it fit. I needed to put it in my letter because if you listened to the show or if you didn't know, we have an episode on the Huey Lewis Sports album. And so we've already talked about this song once before. And so I was maybe going to try to avoid that. But I liked the way it fit. And it's such a great song. That opening is so great. that guitar slide in is just classic. Yeah. So that one's not an 84 song. It was released in 83 on the, well, correct. Actually, not true. The album was released in 83. The song, though, was released in 84.
Song was released the 3rd of January.
Yeah, see, which is good because Gifford is a stickler on that, so I'm glad that it fit.
Well, not that you can't put stuff in there.
Well, I know, but I like to get your approval. Yep. It reached number 6, and it has great horns in it. It's not about drugs. It's about a girl, but it's a huge reason why this album got to number 1 and went platinum. As it didn't last as long at number 1 as the other albums of 1984, but to break through it all, I mean, you had to be massive. And of course, and we talked about this extensively on the other episode, which I hope you go listen to, but it's also just as famous because Ray Parker basically copied it for Ghostbusters after Huey Lewis said he didn't want to do the Ghostbusters song, and then they were in litigation and fighting about that for years and years. So it's a pretty well-known story. That's the really short version. I think we talk about it a little bit more on our previous episode. Gifford, any comments on I Want a New Drug?
No, we covered it pretty well in that other podcast. I love it. I mean, I love Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis feels like that really cool uncle you want to go hang out with. You know what I mean? He just seems like a great, great time.
I also wanted to throw out this, I mean, I don't know if I've seen it before and forgot about it, but a hilarious meme that I saw just recently on social media. You know how they like to say, like, name a movie starring somebody, but you can't name blank. And, and it's name a movie starring Huey Lewis, but you can't name Die Hard. I love that. Because, of course, we all, everybody thinks Huey Lewis is the guy in the
guy, He looks like his brother, or he looks exactly like him, actually.
That's so funny. Okay, do you know, the next one's another one where you could easily confuse the song title with two different people.
No, the last one I have, if you don't mind me skipping ahead, is the song that you're going to play. That's Infatuation.
Okay, so there are 2 more to go.
Yes.
The next one is this.
Go-Go's?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Yes, Head Over Heels. I did have this one. Sorry. I'm marking them down as I finish one, I'm marking the next one down. Yeah.
So, of course, there's Head Over Heels by, I'm blanking now. There's another Head Over Heels later, too. But anyway, that is That song is so great. That's another the opening is just as good as I Want a New Drug. And then she gets that little where she says lose and she gets a little grunty there. It's just such a great song. And it's kind of the last stand of the Go-Go's. So this is from Talk Show, their album that came out in 1984. So, they were huge and massive in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
But this song did reach number 11, was one of their last big hits before they did break up. It's about the excitement of having a crush and being emotionally vulnerable. Again, fitting my theme. And it's another fun video, which kind of highlights each of them one at a time. It's fun to go back. A lot of bright colors and everything, of course, too. And then I just love at the end, there's a breakdown where songs that have where it breaks down and switches it up at the end. I love those. And this is another one that has that.
Sweet. And then the next one is the Infatuation. Sorry.
No, we got one more.
I know, but that's the next one I got. So Anyway, sorry.
All right. The next one was probably a little harder to pull out of here. But it is a band that I love from the 80s, and they're pretty much an 80s band.
What a great line.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, you're missing out on this one.
I am.
So, Gifford, what was the number one song of the year in 1984?
The number one song of the year was When Doves Cry by Prince.
Oh, no, sorry. I guess it wasn't number one, but it's a very highly... Oh, I guess it wasn't that high. It's number one on my draft list. We'll get to it. That is When You Close Your Eyes, which I thought you'd at least get the title there because we listened to that, by a little band called Night Ranger.
Night Ranger.
And that song is just one of the bangers. And it's sad that you don't remember that one or get it right away because it's so good. And the Night Ranger Greatest Hits was one of my favorites. There's 5 different just all-time bangers on there. And we did talk about them a little bit when we did our hair metal with with Jim and Lindsay.
Yep.
Because they can fit the definition of that, too. Oh, there's another song. I almost missed it.
I was going to say, you got one more.
There's one more. I knew I wasn't counting right. Oh, so anyway, When You Close Your Eyes was, again, an 83 album, but the song released in 84. It went up to number 14. It's from Midnight Madness. It's a great power ballad. It's showing vulnerability again. And Night Ranger, I think, is great because they're more of the rock hair metal before the glam hair metal took over. It's you got Quiet Riot and I guess Def Leppard too at this time before you get into the Poisons and, all the makeup and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go more for the rock hair metal than the glam hair metal always. You're speechless.
I am.
Are you trying to figure out the next song?
Yeah, a little bit. I was writing stuff down, but I just don't think I quite have it.
It's towards the end of the list. The next song was number 99 on the year. So it just snuck in. Now, this is an artist I love. He had a couple really awesome hits. This is a controversial one, though. This one kind of ended his career, actually.
Oh.
So play a little bit of that.
Rock Me Tonight. There it is. Yep. See, you just go through the thing with
Rock Me Tonight. And who sings that?
I don't know.
He has no idea, folks.
I'm horrible with the artists.
Will it jog your memory if I say "Stroke Me, Stroke Me"?
Oh, that's Billy Squier.
That's Billy Squier. Okay, so this is a 1984 song. It reached number 15. It was number 1 mainstream rock. So the controversy here is the video for this song killed his career. It tarnished his tough guy image because it's not masculine enough, which I find so ironic because, half the people in the 80s, they're wearing makeup and they look like women.
Hairspray.
But in his case, it did not go over well. He's dancing around a bed. I watched the video. I had to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that bad. It's not great by any means, but it's an 80s video. It looks like a lot of other 80s videos. But to quote our friends from our favorite movie, it was infamous. Infamous because it showed that MTV could help build a career, but could also work the other way too.
Mm-hmm.
And really, Billy Squier, after this, he did not go well. So it's a pretty bad video. It's some pretty bad dancing, but it's also really typical 80s. If you take your back and look at other videos at the time, I don't think it just seems very harsh.
Yeah.
That for some reason, a guy who was an awesome rocker like him, it's a great song, had that happen.
Yeah. That's tough. Well, sweet.
Okay. So the last one, which was the theme of my entire letter.
Yes, infatuation.
You've already named it, and I love this song.
This is not my favorite artist.
No, me neither, but there's a couple songs in the 80s that...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's got some bangers, Mr. Stewart, but, God, for the most part, it's just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Listen to that.
It's so good.
So, I love that song. And I'm funny you said it rubs you the wrong way, because I was about to say he's got a couple of songs that rub me just the right way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I don't like Rod Stewart. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan though either, but the song Forever Young is just...
Yeah, it's tough to not.
I get tears in my eyes when I hear that song. I love it so much. And I'm drawing a blank on, there's another one from the 80s that I love almost as much too, but this one is one that I almost forgot about. Mm-hmm. So this reached number 6. It was a number 1 on the rock charts. Ton of synth. I love his voice. His voice in this is it just hits just right. He's got Jeff Beck playing the guitar. It's him moving with the times and staying more relevant in the new age. So, of course, you've got 70s Rod Stewart, Maggie May, which is another great song. But here he's diving into the MTV generation. I also like it because the video is a little Peeping Tom video, and it's inspired by one of my all-time favorite movies, Rear Window. And along with,
Peeping Tom.
Forever Young and Love Touch and Some Guys Have All the Luck. I like this era of Rod Stewart. It's the era I grew up with, and the other two maybe not quite as much, but Forever Young and Infatuation are they're bangers for me. Yeah. So
Forever Young that's an awesome, awesome song. Tough to deny that one.
All right, so that is my long distance dedication and 12 songs cut out of the list right there. So now we're going to turn it over
and I have
to
them marked down.
And I have no idea. Well, I know your songs, but I have no idea what you're writing or what the theme is. I'm going to try to pull it together as you read it.
All right. This week...
Wait, sorry. So you did not want to do your honorable mentions first like I did, you said, right?
I'll be doing something with honorable mentions after I do my long distance
You
dedication.
Just tell me when to play something.
Well, we'll probably play mine after it's all over, just like we did with yours. But see if you know which songs are coming up here. So this week's letter comes to us from longtime listener Brian from Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Oh, sweet. Pete.
He writes, "Dear friends at Pop Culture Yearbook, hello. Last year, I entered the glamorous life of flying back and forth to Indianapolis for work, since it's too far to drive. The added hours and responsibility were welcomed as I enjoy a challenge in my job. However, this put a strain on my hobby of entertaining the masses on a highly rated podcast. My podcast partners, let's call them Brady and Jeff, were left to carry the load without me. But against all odds, they seem to be doing well, even venturing into the world of Patreon. I wanted to say how proud I am of them. I want to shout from the rooftops, let's hear it for the boys. Now, don't feel bad for me. I'm out here living my life footloose and fancy-free. I feel that things tend to work out for the best if you approach things with honesty in your heart. PCY, please play John Waite's Missing You For Brady and Jeff, they'll always hold a special place in my heart. Their friend and biggest supporter, Brian.
That was excellent. So it never even would have crossed my mind to theme it around Pete. That was beautiful and well done.
Sorry, that wasn't Pete. That was Brian.
Well, yeah,
that was from Brian.
But yeah, Brian from Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Yes, and I want to kind of hop on what Brian was saying there. I'm hoping the best for Brady and Jeff. I think they'll continue to do well in their podcast.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to just play these in the order that I have them. I think they're probably in the order that you said them in.
Yes.
So I'll play a snippet, and then you can tell us about the song after it's done.
Yep.
I'm going to skip that one a little bit, maybe.
Yes. Give us a little skip ahead.
Hello.
There we go.
Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes.
All right. Hello by Lionel Richie, which is what you started with.
Yes. So again, I'm a stickler on this, but I didn't really check for my songs to make sure they were released in '84. But I just kind of put everything together here. So yeah, this was year-end number 7, I believe. Hit number 1 on every chart. Hot 100, adult contemporary, hip-hop, Cashbox. A top 10 hit in, good Lord, damn near every country around the world. And certified gold in this country, platinum in Belgium, if you wanted to know that one. But yeah, this is just an absolute banger off of the Can't Slow Down album. So
yes, and I mean, if there was anybody that was about as big as Michael Jackson at the time, it would have been Lionel Richie. He did not get that number 1 album like these other artists, but I mean, he was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big Lionel Richie fan. There's a couple songs I did consider one for the coming draft. To me, Hello is just really boring. I get it.
It is.
I get it, but I'm not going to seek that one out. But it's a great way to start a letter.
I was going to say very easy one to fit into a letter.
Correct.
That was a no-brainer for sure.
All right, next up,
The Glamorous Life.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, Sheila E. here from the album of the same name, came out May 2nd of '84. This one, number 7 on the Hot 100, number 30 on the year-end chart, was number 1 on the Dance Club Songs, which is obvious, and then also hit number 2 in the Netherlands, 3 in Canada. And again, we love, Sheila E. here because, she's, close ties to Prince.
The Prince connection.
Yes.
And so the way you're starting your list, it's making me think of the We Are the World documentary, which was so inspired by Lionel Richie. And then, of course, Sheila E. felt like she got invited just because of Prince to try to get him there. And so you're taking me back to that time with these songs as well. All right. The next one's another slow one, too. But a great song.
Great song. This just oozes 80s to me.
It's too late.
I just want to hop in my car and drive.
Aren't so great.
There you go.
You can't go on.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
Drive by the Cars.
Yes, from their massive album, Heartbeat City, the 3rd single off of that album. Came out July 23rd of '84. This one we did hit number 1 on the adult contemporary, only number 3 on the Hot 100, only number 3 on the Hot 100. But absolutely massive. I just love it. To me, that just, well, the Cars feel like the 80s to me, but that one definitely awesome. 2 times platinum with the Kiwis down there in New Zealand. So,
and that one's like, it's a slow song, it's a ballad, but it's just got such a good feel to it. Like you can just lay down and relax, and it's like it's just lovely song and a great album, like you said. The Cars were huge. Yep. Okay, now we got our second appearance of the night.
Yes.
This time, not Genesis, but the solo artist, Phil Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Another slow one. Gifford really went for the slow ballady love songs here.
Well, Brian is feeling, he's missing you. He's,
That's right. Yeah, there's more to come.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and another one of those that builds. Like, I mean,
Yep.
I'd like to keep going and listen to him start to belt it out because it's awesome.
Well, and I really didn't think of that when I was putting my long distance dedication together, the tempo of the songs, but it tends to fit a little bit. So again,
when I got your list, I didn't notice it either until we're listening to it now. It's like, wow, he's really dragging us down.
I was literally looking at the words and figuring out how to fit them into my long distance dedication. So yes, this is Against All Odds by Phil Collins from the movie. This one hit number 5 on the year-end chart. Came out February of '84 here in the U.S. This one, adult contemporary wise, number 2, which kind of surprised me a little bit. It hit number 2 on the adult contempo, but number 1 on the mainstream rock and the Hot 100. Yeah, I mean, I like Phil Collins. I like Genesis. This would not be one that I would necessarily gravitate towards.
I love that song. I had that down as one of my possible drafted songs, but I can't now. But it was on my list. I don't know. That's another one where it hits me the right way, and I love the way it builds, and it's a great song.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we're gonna pick it up now.
Yeah, now we're gonna get a couple
fast
this
next
ones.
One. Yeah.
Back to back from the same album coming up.
Exactly. So good.
My baby, he don't talk sweet. He ain't got much to say.
All right, let's hear it for the boy, Denise Williams.
Denise Williams. Yeah, this one finished the year at number 13 on the charts, of course, from the huge soundtrack to Footloose. This one, number 1, hip-hop, dance, Billboard Hot 100, number 3 on the adult contempo chart, and number 1 in like Canada and Belgium and a few other countries as well. So I always love this one. Is it Chris Penn who's in that movie?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, like I just see him trying to teach Chris Penn how to dance and in that scene. So love the movie, love the song, fits perfectly. The two go hand in hand. So yeah.
Yeah, so I don't, I saw the movie, but I was much, much more familiar in the 80s with the soundtrack. I had the soundtrack on vinyl. It's like one of the first albums that I really played myself and knew myself. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did love that song back then. Now, that's not a song I'd care to hear much anymore, but, as a kid, it sure was a lot of fun and part of a great album. So now we will go to the same album and
yes,
one of the more famous songs of the whole decade, probably.
Yes. Let's dance!
Takes a while to get to the lyrics on that one.
Yeah, old Kenny gave you a big wind up on that one for sure.
The king of the 80s soundtracks.
Yes, Mr. Loggins. This one ended at number 4 for the year. Hit number 1 on the Hot 100. And then got number 1 in Canada and Colombia, New Zealand, and Peru. They were getting
don't forget Peru.
Yeah, right. So yeah, love this song. This, obviously at number 4 for the year. One of the biggest songs, not only of the year, but for me for the decade. Every time I hear this song, I have to listen to it. Can't shut it off. I love it. Never got sick of it. I just think it's great.
Well, and you are a dancer at heart, so
I am for sure. Now,
all right.
Now we're gonna slow it back down to where we were before.
Well, Brian from Maple Grove, we miss you too, and here's a little missing you. Listen to these these beginnings, that drum. It's just they get you right off the bat. These songs.
I love this song.
This is another one I had on my list to draft. So you sniped that one.
Every time I think of you, I always catch my breath.
I could see Pete listening to this and thinking of us. For sure. Yeah. So this again, John Waite from his album No Breaks came out June of '84. This one finished the year at number 11. Hit number 1 on the mainstream and Hot 100. Number 1 in Canada on quite a few of their charts, and top 10 in 3 other countries. And she is certified platinum in the our neighbors to the north here. So I think it's great. I love the song, and I think it's a good way to sum up the theme of my long distance dedication.
We had 2 good themes. I have a trivia question for you. I hope you know the answer, but maybe you'll be surprised. I don't know. So what other song later in the decade is John Waite famous for singing, but not as John Waite, that we loved? 8th grade.
But it wasn't sung by, I'm sorry, say that again?
So he's singing, but it's not John Waite solo.
Oh. As soon as you say it, I'm going to be like, oh my God.
He sang for Bad English and When I See You Smile, one of our favorite songs of 8th grade. Yes.
And yes, because that was in Seinfeld, correct? Wasn't that also, wasn't that When I See You Smile?
What are you talking about?
Kramer, when he was, anyway, it's an episode where they think that he's special.
I don't think so, but
no, wasn't that the song?
Mel Torme's in that one. You're talking about the one.
Yeah.
That's the Jimmy.
That's the Jimmy. But what song is he singing? Isn't it When I See You Smile? And then he's sitting there and is kind of drooling off to the side.
It talks about smiling, but it's not the Bad English song. It
wasn't that
song.
one. Okay.
All right. So that is the proper list of Gifford. Now he has a few songs that he looked over and perused like I did, and he's going to explain those.
Yeah, so I did get another letter this week.
We have only,
and
you're surprising me. I like it.
Yeah, I got another letter from a young man named Jamie. The subject matter is a bit too spicy for our audience.
Of course.
So I didn't really want to include his letter, but
if it's the Jamie that I know of.
Yeah, I'll just summarize it. It's a coming-of-age story involving a lack of self-control. When he thinks about a girl, we'll call her Sherry. He talks about a hard habit to break that seems borderline self-abusive. He even renamed a part of his anatomy the warrior and claims that this appendage is constantly pleading for Jamie to hold me now. He has strong feelings for Sherry, but wonders what's love got to do with his new activity. Let's just say, Jamie, we've all been there, and hang in there, buddy. So
I feel like you left one out, or I totally missed it. That was fantastic. I hope that our listeners have made it this far in the episode so they didn't miss out on that. And you surprised me.
Did I miss one in there? I should have.
Well, I don't know. We'll get to it in a minute. So the first song you named is the one that I totally wanted to draft because this was a complete like I remember the song, but I did not remember how freaking awesome it is until I started listening to it again. And that is Self-Control by Laura Branigan.
Yes, and this hit number 20. Yeah. So good.
God, that's good. Now this is 80s right here.
Yep.
So great pick on getting that one in there. Fit Your Letter, but it's also just one of the, to me, that's like one of those forgotten songs. It's like should be in the pantheon of the greats. That song is freaking awesome.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, this is 20 at the end of the year. Laura Branigan, just absolute banger. Came out April 19th of 84. I was looking here. Peaked at number 4 on the Hot 100. So yeah, I love that song. I kind of forgot about it a little bit, but when I saw the title of the song, that was kind of the
that was the impetus.
This was the impetus for that, and then of course a song couple down the line here. But what's our next one?
The next one I believe was "Oh Sherry."
Oh Sherry. By
Steve Perry going solo. And speaking of having MTV, this was one of those videos I first remember. I mean, I couldn't get enough of this song when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And again, a great beginning.
Yes.
But you got the voice, the Steve Perry voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
We should have been gone.
Just waiting for that right there.
How
All right. So, I mean, we love Journey. I love Journey, but, and honestly, I probably knew that song almost more than most Journey songs at this point here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's probably where I first really knew who Steve Perry was. But I love that. It's a great song.
This one finished at 31 for the year. Came out March of 84. Hit number 3 on the Hot 100. But yeah, that should have been gone. I mean, that's just the best.
Should have been gone.
Right. Awesome. So yeah, that's my second one. The next one is also an impetus for Jamie's letter here this evening.
So are we at the Hard Habit to Break?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to skip ahead a little.
Yes.
Piano.
Mm-hmm.
Or synthesizer, whatever they're playing. You can say what you want about Chicago or 80s Chicago, and specifically, that song is the definition of a banger.
Yes.
Everything about it.
Huge.
Oh, God. The harmony there in the one little part, his voice, his passion he's singing with, the instruments, it's perfect. God, that's good.
Well, and this, of course, came off their, Chicago 17 album from 84, released July 18th, hit number 3 on the Hot 100. I like Chicago. Like, I remember I had cousins in Ballatin, and for whatever reason, every time I went over to visit them in Ballatin, it's like that was a Chicago town. Like, we always were listening to Chicago while I was over there.
Ballatin, Chicago, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So yeah, that one was huge. Absolutely love it. And then the next one we got here.
Is this The Warrior?
No, this is Borderline.
Oh, that's the one I didn't hear you say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I love this pick too.
There you go.
I love that song. That was going to be on my list to pick as well. That's one. So I was a huge Madonna fan in the 80s. And one of my first
how couldn't you be?
tapes that I remember was Like a Virgin. And you sat there and you stared at the cover. And I watched the Material Girl video and I learned, and I, had feelings. But she was so great through the 80s as a kid growing up. But I don't listen to her much anymore. And I don't think a lot about her. And I've thought of the question, what's my favorite Madonna song? And I don't know. There's a lot of good songs that I like, but I've come to the conclusion that is it right there. I think a lot of times I forget about the first album.
Okay.
Borderline is my answer. That is the best Madonna song with a bullet. I love that song and everything about it.
That's a fair, I could see that,
So, so I had the Like a Virgin. My sister did have the original Madonna tape too. So I actually listened to that a ton at this time as a kid too, with Lucky Star and I forget the other one. There were 3 big hits on there.
So this ended at number 35 for the year. Came out February 5th of 84. Only reached number 10 on the Hot 100. I'm a little surprised by that.
Well, she's new. This is before Like a Virgin when she really took off.
Okay.
Right?
Well, and then Dance Songs hit number 4 and number 23 on the adult contemporary. So definitely a banger. And awesome.
Let me ask you.
Awesome.
Can you name your favorite Madonna song?
I think it's Like a Virgin.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
As a kid, as an 8-year-old, it was Material Girl. I loved everything about that song and that video. It wouldn't be anymore, but I loved the whole Marilyn Manson thing. Or not Marilyn Manson. Wait. Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe thing. I actually Vogue is way up there for me.
That's a good one too. That's a good one.
That's a really I really like Vogue. I don't know. She's got so many great ones.
I know. And I don't think of her, I don't know, but it's weird how I think of her but I loved her. I loved all her songs in the 80s.
Well, and she always did such a great job of reinventing herself and just
right, and that's another thing.
Come out with stuff decade after decade,
different looks, different things. But the original Madonna in this video, that's the cutest Madonna, and that's I love her. So
Brad likes a cute Madonna. Mark it down.
I do. Okay. Well, now this was one of my, as a kid, this was one of my favorite songs ever at this point of my life.
Yeah.
So I just blasted that out of my little tape player. I would record it off the radio. And the sound, I'm sure, was just horrendous. But I played as loud as I could and dance around my room. I love that song.
Yeah, it's a banger. This is Scandal. This came out June of 84. Yeah, absolutely great. Hit number 7 on the Hot 100. Number 1 on the mainstream rock charts. And she's certified platinum all the way up there in Canada. Hit number 1 in Canada as well. So it's a great song. Just that her whoa-woes are just awesome. And the guitar in the background. Yeah. It's just so good. So
all right.
Love it.
I can't remember the order of your last 2. I think Tina Turner's next.
Hold Me Now.
Oh, it is the Thompson Twins.
Yes.
Hold on.
So that's another one that absolutely was on my list to potentially draft. Just one of the all-time classic 80s songs. Great pick.
Yes, this ended the year at number 23. So this was released in the UK in 83, but technically in the US here, February of 84. So still making my grade here. Actually, I think everything so far has been 1984 that I have picked. So just a great song. Thompson Twins kicking ass here. So,
who, of course, aren't twins or siblings or anything. In fact, there's 3 of them, I believe.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I did not know that. Triplets.
All right. And then we finish off with a woman making her grand comeback.
Mm-hmm.
And emotion. What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused when you're close to me.
So that's one of those that I can totally respect why it's considered great, and it is a great song, but that's just not one I'm going to want to listen to very often. It's not really my cup of tea.
Sure. Yeah, because love doesn't have much to do with Brad's, I'm just kidding. So, as you said, Giff likes
I don't
the
even know where
popular
you're going
ones.
with that.
No, I didn't either. Giff likes the popular ones. This is number 2 for the entire
Oh,
year.
really? That was number 2, eh? Wow.
That's what I'm showing off of our list here. So, yeah, hit number 1 on the Hot 100 came out May of 84. I think when a lot of people think of Tina, this has got to be first song, second,
Well, it's
maybe.
the name of the movie that they made about her, too, so it's
Right.
going to come right to your mind.
I mean, signature song for a lot of people out there. So, definitely love it. And it fit nicely into Jamie's letter here this evening.
Yes, it did. Well, thank you, Jamie, for writing in. That was a nice surprise.
Well, yes. And like I say, the letter was a bit more graphic and disturbing. So I think the summary was probably best read here on the.
Even the summary got to be a little bit graphic, but I'd be really curious to read the Penthouse Forum version of that letter.
Well, you know what? I was once told by somebody named Jamie to tell his story and make it funny.
Yes, you did it.
So yes.
Well, we're gonna have to get him to hear that one. All right, so we're almost done. We're not going to have clips because we don't know for sure what we're going to pick here.
Yeah.
But we're going to each pick 5 more songs looking at the others list to give us another perspective. So I'm picking my 5 from Gifford's top 50, but I can't pick anything he's mentioned. And Gifford's picking 5 from my bottom 50, but he can't pick anything I mentioned. So there's no way we're going to snipe each other. We already would have sniped each other previous to this.
Well, we kind of did because I picked a bunch that you would have wanted on your list, right? And vice versa.
Well, right, you did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You previously have. All right, so I'm going to go first, I think, because I have the top. So, But these aren't in order of how they were. These are in order of kind of how I wanted to rank them. So when you close your eyes, I love that song. It was great. But I'm going my number 1 pick. I'm picking the number 40 song of the year by Night Ranger, Sister Christian.
Okay, thank you. I was hoping that was going to be.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to mix that one in, so I was like, okay, that's going to be a good one for Brad.
How do you pass up Sister Christian? You cannot do it. It is my number 1 pick. And I love that band.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are you picking?
My number 1, actually, my number 1 that I had on the bottom 50 is number 60 for the year. That's Legs from ZZ Top. Hit number 8 in the Hot 100 and top 10 in 4 other countries. I love ZZ Top. They got so many bangers, and that is no exception there.
And another one that, as a young man having MTV, I just love those videos. Mm-hmm. Another band who from the 70s, but like reinvented themselves and just went with the new wave there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my second pick is a great 80s band that I love, and that is Hall & Oates. And maybe my favorite Hall & Oates song of all is Say It Isn't So, which was number 22 for 1984, number 22.
Yes. All right, my number 2 I can't pick because that was I Want a New Drug. But my number 3 is available. You might think From the Cars here came out February of 84, hit number 7 on the Hot 100 and number 1 on the mainstream rock charts.
Well, what number was it at the end of the year?
65.
65.
Yes.
All right. Another one that was kind of forgotten because it's more of a one-hit wonder. But this is just a great 80s song. And if you hear it, everybody knows it. Even if you can't name the artist, it's I Can Dream About You, which was the number 29 song for the year by Dan Hartman.
Dan Hartman, old Danny boy.
Exactly. Did you know that?
Yeah. No.
But you know the song. The second you hear it, you're going to know it.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I know that one. All right. So I'm going to can't go with my number 4, Round and Round from Rat. So I'll skip to number 5, the number 89 song for the year from our friend Billy Joel, The Longest Time. Came out March of 84 and number 14 on the Hot 100. I'm a big Billy Joel fan, like a lot of his catalog. So happy to have it here.
And, the Uptown Girl version of Billy Joel, maybe some people don't like as much. But again, that's what we knew first.
Mhm.
And
Right.
I loved The Longest Time. And that is just fantastic. So I love all Billy Joel, but I don't disparage these songs because they were the first ones I knew and loved.
Right.
Okay, a band we mentioned earlier, another great, great song by Duran Duran. I'm going The Union of the Snake. God, these guys were good.
Yeah.
Talk about just owning the years there.
Yeah, they were definitely awesome.
And we didn't even mention the Reflex yet, which is on there too.
Mm-hmm.
God, they're great.
All right, let's see if I can pick my next one, say my next one correctly here. This ended at number 51. Caraboon Queen by Billy Ocean, July 18th of 84, hit number 1 on the Hot 100 and number 1 in Canada, Guatemala, New Zealand, and was certified gold in the U.S.
Well, I always pronounced it and heard him say it as Caribou Queen.
Like a caribou.
But either way, I don't know why. Why is he saying it like that?
Dave from 80s and 90s sent me a nice Giff that I didn't scroll down far enough in my texts with him. All I saw was a caribou, and I didn't scroll down to see the queen waving. So I should have caught on, but it was a fun little conversation from the last episode. So, yeah.
All right. So for my last one, you sniped a couple I wanted, like Self-Control. The other two I wrote down that I'm not going to pick, but Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, which is one I probably like more now than I did then, actually, because as a kid, I don't know if I really understood Yes. And even though I'm not a big Lionel Richie fan, All Night Long is a pretty, it's a fun song.
It is.
But more fun than that for me is Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics. And I love that song. That's my number 5. That was number 19 for the year. And Union of the Snake, by the way, was number 43.
Okay. All right, my last one, my number 7 that I had picked out here, Almost Paradise, my third pick of the night off of the Footloose album by Mike Reno and Ann Wilson, came out January 31st and hit number 7 on the Hot 100.
And in our draft 2 weeks ago, Gifford, who was it that picked the Footloose soundtrack?
It was me, wasn't it?
It was you, yes.
Yeah. Didn't I pick the movie too?
Yeah, you did. So it makes sense that you picked 3 songs off of it tonight to be represented.
Yes.
You are Footloose crazy.
I am. Yeah, and much like Brian from Maple Grove, I'm Footloose and fancy free.
Yeah. See, when you said that too, but see, that goes back to 1981 in our country draft. I was thinking of the Oak Ridge Boys as well because of Fancy Free. But I knew it wasn't it because it's not from this time.
Well, sweet. Well, did you have any others you just wanted to throw out there? Other songs that you really...
Nah, I mentioned the other 2. I mean, there's obviously a ton more great ones, but no, I don't have any more that need to be mentioned. We've all known them. We've all heard them.
Sure. All right. Well, what do we have? What do we got cooking next week?
I do want to mention that next week we're going to do Beverly Hills Cop. Which, and I might be embarrassed to admit this, I admitted it last night to my friends that we speak of often, Jim and Jason and Deaf Dave, that I'd never seen this movie until I watched it last night of us recording this.
Yeah.
So I was very excited to see it because I love Eddie Murphy and I don't know why I never saw it. It's one of those things. It's just, why didn't you see it? I don't know. So we'll get Gifford's perspective and we'll get my first time perspective of Beverly Hills Cop, one of the all-time classics and the number 1 movie 84, I think, right? Was it number 1?
I don't think it was number. I don't know. I haven't even done all of my research yet.
Well, we'll tell you next week. Don't miss it. Don't go look it up. Just wait a week and we'll tell you.
Right. Exactly.
I know it's one of the top 10 anyway. That's for sure.
Yes, for sure. Well, sweet. Let's say, hey, Brad.
Yeah.
Which band has trouble exercising any self-control whatsoever when they're on stage?
Oh, that's Preacher Row. It is. It's kind of like, when the Red Hot Chili Peppers and they wear those socks. There are no socks involved with the Preacher Row.
No. Well, there's some crusty ones, but that's after the show. So,
okay. On that note, see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for listening, everybody.